Ladies and gentlemen, history of physiotherapy in Sri Lanka. History, as Napoleon Bonaparte had said, history is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. Physiotherapy is not alien to Sri Lanka or Ceylon. Before 1972, Sri Lanka was called Ceylon. It doesn't look like that physiotherapy is very alien. In the north central capital of the island, in Anuradhapura, among the ruins can be seen special tanks made of stone, which are believed to be hot water baths or steam baths. Then in Anuradhapura, again, you can identify these twin ponds. It shows that the knowledge of benefits of water sports, the knowledge existed at that time. That's why these kind of ponds have been built then. Then manipulations with or without application of oils is being used even now in our native medical practices. Physiotherapy in its Western persona has started during the Second World War time. In 1949, few muscle stimulators and heat therapy has been used, and these were updated with remedial exercises by a doctor, a Viennese specialist called Dr. Nuber. In 1954, Ceylonese specialists were available. More active physiotherapeutic measures have been introduced by them. And in the meantime, demand for trained physiotherapists increased. As a result, locals were recruited and trained abroad as physiotherapists, and they were absorbed. When they returned, they were absorbed to the health system. In 1955, the proposals for establishment of a training school was submitted by Dr. Frank Perera, who was the first physician in charge of the Department of Physical Medicine, General Hospital, Colombo. And as a result, in 1957, on the 21st of January, the first batch of students commenced training in physiotherapy. The Colombo plan sponsored one tutor from Australia for this training. In the meantime, in 1957, one of our very pioneer physiotherapy ladies, Mrs. Tira Fernando, was sent to UK for a training in lecturing or to be trained as a physiotherapy tutor. And there would have been several other physiotherapists sent in the same way to be trained as tutors. And they were running the School of Physiotherapy and training physiotherapists for country's needs. Venues of training has also been changing from 1957 till about 1970 and even afterwards. Initially, it was 3 rooms in the OPD of the General Hospital, Colombo. Then from there, the school was shifted to a new premises, the premises which is now occupied by the Family Health Bureau. That time it was called Hermitage, and our physiotherapy school has been shifted there. Then from there again to the National Hospital or the General Hospital, then to the old High Hospital building, which is called the Victoria Building. Then in 1970, a permanent building, two-story building, was built and handed over to School of Physiotherapy. And from 1970 onwards, and even up to date, we are there. In 2007, 2 additional premises were allocated. The reason being, one of our former health ministers of health, Mr. Vimal Silva, he pointed out that training physiotherapists in small numbers, like 25 a year, is not sufficient to meet the demands of the physiotherapy services. And he started recruiting more students. And in 2007, we had 2 batches of 100 in each. Fortunately, the entire hundreds did not turn up. There were about 90 in each batch, and we were allocated 2 premises. One is a temporary building at the Health Education Bureau. The other one is relatively a permanent one, which is at the first floor of Anti-Malaria Campaign building in Colombo 5. As a result, the training output became reasonably high. We could supply to the demand of rehabilitation services. In 2006, 2 batches in 2 state universities commenced their degree level education. Now, even though these courses started in 2006, the plans were made maybe early 60s until in 2006 it materialized. The struggling to have a degree level education was in existence. And so many proposals were made. So we need a separate presentation to highlight all the details. Eventually, in 2006, these 2 universities commenced degree level programs, and they are continuing up to date. In 2011, first ever BSc PT batches passed out from those universities. Then in 2013, first Defense University BSc Physiotherapy Program commenced. In 2014, the first set of BSc qualified physiotherapists were absorbed into the state health sector hospitals with a 6 months orientation program. It is something like an internship. Always when a new set of qualified, BSc qualified physiotherapists are absorbed into the Ministry of Health, further 6 months orientation program is given to them. In 2015, first ever diploma to degree conversion program, so that diploma level students coming out from the School of Physiotherapy is able to now do a bridging course and complete their degree. In 2016, third BSc sorry, in 2015, again, second BSc orientation program started, means another set of BSc qualified physiotherapists were absorbed into the health system. In 2016, third set of qualified BSc qualified physiotherapists were added. In 2017, the Defense University qualified physiotherapists, because some of them belong to the civil services, so they were given opportunity to join the health system with a 6 months orientation program. In 2019, first Lincoln University Diploma to degree conversion program, so that diploma holders can pay the costs of the degree and obtain their degrees. So that is where we stand as far as this training is concerned. This is Sri Lanka's map. All these red dots represent the physiotherapy services available throughout the country. Now, more and more areas are being covered with physiotherapy units in the hospitals, and the service is available in all national hospitals, in all teaching hospitals, all specialized hospitals like rehabilitation hospitals and chest clinic, main chest clinic, etc. All base hospitals and certain divisional hospitals and district hospitals, district chest clinics, certain chest clinics, totaling up to 150 units within the island. Now, these are all state-owned, not private sector ones. Number of physiotherapists as of today, state sector about 750, and in total, both state and private sector, about 900 physiotherapists. Okay, all good things must come to an end, including this presentation. So let me finish this presentation by making a quote from Marcus Garvey, who has said, "The people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." So we as physiotherapists, we all must know from where we became physiotherapists, our history, our origin, and our culture, and move forward as good physiotherapists. Thank you, and have a successful webinar.